Oh, it's George. Yeah.
Hey, it's Ramon.
What?
Hey, it's Ramon, Jerry. I'm coming up.
Oh, okay. Well, what is he doing here?
Who? Who is Ramon?
He's the pool guy.
What pool guy?
Do me a favor, just stick around while he's here.
Yeah, no problem.
Hey, Jerry. How are you, crazy guy?
So, Ramon, this is my friend Elaine.
Yeah,
and
I was just leaving. Bye-bye, Jerry.
Hello and welcome to Seincast, a retrospective on all 180 episodes of Seinfeld, being hosted by two guys who can barely run their own lives. My name is Vinnie.
My name's Matt.
How are you?
Doing well. How are you doing?
Doing well, too.
I'm hosting Festivus Trivia on December 23rd in New York City at Slattery's Midtown Pub. I think that's a Friday. I know it's kind of a busy travel time for our listeners, but if anyone's in the area, we would love to have you come by. Should be a fun night with a lot of, like-minded Seinfeld fans and challenging trivia questions and
Making the scene.
Yeah, exactly.
Having a good time with your Joy Boy buddies. What is it? I don't know.
Oh, God. Well, unfortunately, we don't have any emails or voicemails to go over this week. We're going to save those for next week. But Vinny, if listeners want to get in touch with us, have a question or comment about this week's episode, how can they get in touch?
They can send us an email at seincast@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, and now they can call us at Coco Bosco. Where's the number? 262-622 something.
That would be 262-622-6726.
Thank you, Matt.
We're a little rusty today. Rusty! Vinny, what episode do we have this week?
We are discussing the 8th episode of Season 7, The Pool Guy, written by, Dave Mandel, directed by Andy Ackerman, and it originally aired November 16th, 1995.
Well, we're a little slim on news this week, and we're not doing emails or voicemails. I thought instead we could kick off this week's episode with a little game, Vinny.
We're going to play a game. That relates to Seinfeld.
Honolulu.
There you go.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about.
Are you up for a game, though?
I'd love to play a game.
All right, this is in the style of Family Feud, everyone's favorite game show.
Nowhere near lifted from Tell 'em Steve Dave.
Not at all.
Continue.
What I did, Vinny, is I reached out to our listeners via Facebook and Twitter and asked, hey, what's everyone's favorite fake movie title? Since, fake movies factor into this week's episode.
Of course.
And I totaled them all up and I ranked them, which one was the most popular all the way down. So I want you to see if you can guess the 7 most popular Seinfeld movies, okay?
Question.
Go for it.
Are these only episodes that appear in this particular episode, The Pool Guy, or are we talking throughout the series?
Throughout the series.
The whole series?
And
okay.
I have a list of all of the movies that were mentioned on Seinfeld that we'll go over after the game.
Okay.
But if anyone out there isn't familiar how Family Feud works, you're going to have to guess 7 titles, and you can only name an incorrect title 3 times, and then the game's over.
And then if I was playing against somebody, they'd have a chance to steal, but it's just me and you, so playing against... I choose to expose myself.
So here we go. What's your first guess?
No, you got to say it like the Family Feud host. Top 7 answers on the board. Come on down.
You should be doing this.
Okay, my first answer is going to be one of your all-time favorites. I'm going to go with Sack Lunch.
Sack Lunch. Let's check the board. Number 1 answer.
Show me Sack Lunch.
Sack Lunch dominated. It was the most popular episode, contributed, by the listeners. What's your next guess, Vinny? What's another popular Seinfeld movie title?
Number 2, I'm going to go with, because it's one of my all-time favorites, and it happens to be in this episode, I'm going to go with Chunnel.
Chunnel. Not on the board, Vinny. Not on the board. That's strike 1.
That hurts. Okay, I got to guess I'm a little out of my league here. Okay, how about Rochelle?
Rochelle. A young girl's strange erotic journey from Milan to Minsk.
Get that straight.
Number 3 answer.
Okay. Whew. And they have to be fictional. They can't be real, right?
Yes, these are only like Seinfeld movies. Home Alone, English Patient, Schindler's List, not counted here.
And Plan 9, right, is the worst movie ever made.
Which is a real
not
movie.
Real.
Mhm.
Okay.
Not real.
Firestorm.
Firestorm, starring Harrison Ford,
Yeah.
featuring an underwater escape, falling out of a helicopter, firing back at it. Not on the board.
What is wrong with you people?
5 more titles you have to guess here, Vinny.
I got 2 strikes already.
I'll give you a hint here. Think of
The ones that are more fun to quote.
yes, a very quotable movie title, a tagline.
Oh, Death Blow. Oh, wait, what is wrong with me?
Number 2 answer. Way to go. So you
Okay.
got Sack Lunch, Death Blow, and Rochelle. The top 3 answers, and probably the movies that got the most votes out of all of them. But I'll give you a hint for number 4. Think of season 3. And this is this is a movie title that we love to quote.
Oh, Ponce de Leon.
Funny, that's not the one I was talking about. However, Ponce de Leon or Ponce de Leon. Number 6 answer.
Okay.
So think around the same time as Ponce. Same episode.
Oh, my goodness. Larry David's script. Prognosis negative.
Number 4 answer.
All right. Let's go again. I'm feeling it.
All right, so you're missing the number 5 and the number 7 most popular movie title here.
These aren't my answers.
Okay.
But let me think out loud here, because I'm thinking of, like, today I saw Chow Fun was mentioned, which I thought was kind of funny. And then for some reason I'm thinking of that episode Means to an End by Nikki, but I know those aren't popular enough to make it in. But those are the ones that kind of came into my head.
That is a good way of approaching this game for sure. However, I would argue that one of these movie titles, number 7, kind of falls into that camp.
Okay.
The other one, though, is a little more popular because it gets brought up a few times, and there's a funny joke that goes along with it in terms of who's in it.
Oh, Glenn Close, Sally Field. The Muted Heart?
Number 5 answer.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh, we got some sensitive listeners out there. I like that.
Yeah, I was surprised. I thought you'd get more like silly ones, but
Yeah.
I mean, they're all
think
silly,
we'll
but
Do you think he'll ever find her again?
now the last one, number 7, I'll tell you this. It was in Champagne Video when Kramer and Elaine are trying to figure out, which movie to get. So I'm not going to say which one, but it was mentioned in that scene.
I got to trust my instinct and go with a Vincent pick. So, Betrayed.
Unfortunately, not Betrayed. We're looking for The Pain and the Yearning.
Damn.
An old woman experiences pain and yearning.
That's a lot of yearning. I didn't do a good job.
No, you did. Are you kidding me? You got 6 movies here. Nice work.
No, you had training wheels with you.
Okay.
So, but thank you. That was nice of you.
Yeah, that was fun. I think we should try to do more games on the show here to kick off an episode. Yeah. But Vinny, we talked about a lot of fake movies there. I think I have the official list of fake movie titles throughout Seinfeld.
Okay.
And if we miss anyone here, please, listeners, write in. Let us know what we missed. But I think we got them all. I put them in episode order. First off, I think Flaming Globes of Zygmunt is the first fake movie title. And you might not think that's really a movie, but Larry Charles does confirm in the commentary in the Heart Attack episode that is the movie title.
Totally counts.
Okay, so let's go to the more obvious ones. Prognosis Negative, Ponce de Leon. Those were both in The Dog. And then you've got Checkmate and Rochelle, both in the movie episode. You've got The Muted Heart, which we just heard about in The Engagement a few weeks ago. And then later in the series, we're going to get Means to an End, Blame It on the Rain.
Ha, that's a good one, too.
Death Blow, Cry Cry Again. Death Blow and Cry Cry Again, those were the bootlegged movies. Means to an End and Blame It on the Rain, or it was the whole like Nikki Jerry thing, like, can she get us into the better movie?
Vicky! Yeah.
Cold Fusion. That is a deep hole. That's
right.
Kramer goes to work at Brant Leland, and he was supposed to go see Cold Fusion with Jerry. Then you've got Sack Lunch, of course, which is what Elaine wants to see over The English Patient, The Pain in the Yearning, as we just mentioned, and thrown in there with Gene and Vincent picks, you've got The Other Side of Darkness, and I don't know if this counts, but Betrayed, as you mentioned earlier. Is that a fake movie? Is that a real movie?
Well, you're the big movie expert. I want to see how smart you are. What is it?
I have no idea. I would guess, though, a title like Betrayed, there have been dozens of movies out there with that title. So
I would agree with you, but
it's not as like popular as, again, Home Alone or English Patient. So I'm saying that is a Seinfeld movie title.
There is a 1998 film, Betrayed, starring Deborah Winger, Tom Berenger, and John Hurd.
What year was that?
1988.
Okay.
Cover looks nothing like the one Elaine picked up.
Okay, so let's say that's a fake movie title. And then, of course, you've got Blimp, the Hindenburg story from Puerto Rican Day.
I got to tell you, these are all solid movie titles.
Now, there is one title that I have never seen people list on, like Wikipedia or on message boards, subreddits. It gets dropped in The Summer of George, when George is working as like Jerry's assistant, the other half of the relationship with Amanda Peet.
Yep.
He's like, all right, here you go. 2 tickets, 7:15 showing, Lenore's Promise.
Oh, wow.
So there's a movie mentioned in there, Lenore's Promise.
Pick it up. That counts.
So those are all the movie titles mentioned throughout the series. But let's talk about the movies that were mentioned in this week's episode, because with the fantastic Kramer storyline, we get probably the most fake movies in a single episode.
Yeah.
Which is a real treat. Right out the gate, a movie title that I've seen written 2 different ways. I have in my notes Cupid's Rifle, like a rifle you fire. Have you heard Cupid's Rival?
Huh. I never really gave it much thought. I kind of just heard Cupid's something and
I have a life.
Went on my way.
Right.
But what are you getting at?
Well, I just think it's interesting that if you listen to Kramer when he says the line, it could be either rifle or rival.
Rival sounds more appropriate.
Rival.
Rifle.
Yeah.
Cupid doesn't have a gun. He has a bow and arrow.
But the subtitles on the episode say rifle, at least on the DVDs. So we're going with rifle here. Cupid's Rifle.
Gotta go rifle.
And then, of course, we get Firestorm mentioned again.
Which is actually going to be mentioned in 2 episodes, which is great.
Yes. Well,
right?
We already heard it in the engagement. And
3 then.
Well, what's interesting about... that's right. Yeah. With Still. I want to go fresh. It's funny how movie titles typically are in pairs. Like Prognosis Negative, Ponce de Leon. Checkmate, Rochelle. Firestorm, The Muted Heart. Like, there's always like the better movie or the movie people want to see over the other one.
Can't believe they made the wife the killer.
Hey, thanks a lot, Big Mouth. We've also got Mountain High. That's a good one.
Kevin Bacon, Susan Sarandon.
You gotta get me that movie. And of course, Chow Fun, which you mentioned earlier. That's a good one. Chunnel, which we're going to be talking about a lot this week.
Everybody out of the tunnel!
And then 2, lesser known movies, but Agent Zero and Brown Eyed Girl.
Okay.
So that's it. That's the whole list there. Hopefully we still have listeners out there. Vinny, I polled the audience, but what is your favorite fake movie title?
I was going to say Chunnel, based on Larry David's thrilling representation of that character. But I always look back to, and I can't believe I forgot it. I'm ashamed. But I love the way George says, prognosis negative. And the fact that it's Larry David's script. That's what makes it my favorite.
Absolutely.
What do you got?
I've always loved Sack Lunch, but if I'm going to choose one that's a little less popular, I'm probably going to go with maybe Mountain High. It just reminds me of that. Do you remember the movie River Wild with Kevin Bacon?
The title rings a bell.
That big phony baloney's in it too. Meryl Streep.
Love her. There's no acting going on with her.
It reminds me of that kind of movie, just like, 90s thriller kind of movie. So I like Mountain High. Let us know, listeners, if we missed any in there. Again, we're looking for fake movie titles. Shout out to Alan Leica on Facebook, who asked if Elaine does the Upper West Side count.
Well, there's video footage out there, so
Yeah, okay.
count it. Hey, we only saw a script for this, but would Kramer's movie treatment count? The Keys?
Oh, the Keys? Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay.
I like that.
Just came to me.
One of David Mandel's favorite things writing on Seinfeld was coming up with fake movie titles. And Vinny, you're on the same page. Chunnel was his favorite.
Chunnel.
Apparently, there's a tagline for the movie that he wrote. It was somewhere between England and France, 26 miles of hell. That was the tagline. Oh, and also we should mention that there is many websites out there sharing this gallery of modern posters of fake Seinfeld movies.
Yes, I remember.
Which are just fantastic. You're going to have more current actors like, I don't know, Hugh Jackman or Matthew McConaughey, kind of being the star of Firestorm or Blame It on the Rain. And they're fantastic. Whoever put them together did a great job. We'll include a link in our show notes if anyone wants to check them out. Let's talk about David Mandel, Vinny. His first episode on Seinfeld. I can't believe this. He was only 24, 25 when he was hired.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
This episode won him a Writers Guild of America award for Best Episodic Comedy in 1996.
Man, he steps up to the plate on his first at bat and he hits it out of the park.
It's insane, right?
Good for you.
He wrote for the last 3 seasons of Seinfeld throughout season 7, 8, and 9.
Other episodes we have for Dave Mandel: Friars Club, Bizarro Jerry, The Abstinence, The Susie, The Butter Shave, although that's a collaboration with Alec Berg and Jeff Schaefer, The Voice, The Betrayal with alongside Peter Melman, and then The Maid and The Puerto Rican Day, but that was with a collaboration among a bunch of writers.
Yes. So he's got some heavy hitters there. The Bizarro Jerry is one of my all-time favorites.
Mine as well, and I think I've said this before, I'm gonna say it again, and then I'll say it a third time when we get to that episode. But I contend that the Bizarro Jerry should have been the finale. I'm putting it out there. We'll talk about it when we get there.
Right on. David was a friend of Alec and Jeff's when they were at Harvard together, and was actually working on SNL, Saturday Night Live, when he would, visit the writer's room in LA, and he actually contributed a spec script. When he was hired, a lot of elements from that spec script wound up in the official show. So
cool.
Mandel got Seinfeld. He understood it, and he was obviously a very talented writer at a very young age. He also contributed stories for Curb after Seinfeld. He co-created one of my favorite TV shows of all time, very short-lived, Clerks, the animated series.
Very nice.
With Kevin Smith. And he's the current showrunner for Veep.
Man, what a record this guy's got already, and he's so young.
Yeah, he's got to be what, 40, mid 40s at this point, like just so talented.
I follow him on Instagram, and he's always having a good time. He's posting pictures with Julia or the cast from Veep, and they just look like they're having a ball on that show.
Yes. But let's talk a little inspiration for this week's episode. A lot of the storylines came from David's life. The whole 555 film thing happened to a friend of his in Boston. He kept getting wrong numbers. I don't know if it was specifically for like a movie phone or if it was for, local business.
Still, it made it into the episode.
Another storyline happened to a friend of his. There was a guy at his friend's health club, and he was just too friendly. He really wanted to hang out, socialize, and it made this guy really uncomfortable. And I'm sure a lot of us have been there, right? Where someone just kind of globs on or...
The social cues that are there you say, we're acquaintances at this point. We're not ready for friend level. They don't pick up on those.
Yes. And another of David Mandel's friends in college at Harvard started dating this girl who picked up their terminology. It was the first time a woman was in their group, and I don't know, they kind of felt like they owned those words, that terminology. Like,
you're a little protective of it.
Yeah, exactly. Like Volt in this week's episode. And that's sort of where the concept of worlds colliding came from. Also pair that with the observation that Elaine didn't really have a lot of female friends on the show. Every once in a while, we'll see a coworker of hers or, someone who lives in her building, but it's a very brief, casual, kind of relationship.
Yeah, we've seen, Carol of Mike and Carol, and we're going to learn in subsequent episodes she doesn't even like the friends that she does have that are women. But we're going to learn in this episode she's a man's woman. We'll find out why.
Mm-hmm. There's so many great moments in this episode, but the whole Independent George monologue, I always, applauded David Mandel for writing that. I'm like, my God, what a talented guy. He wrote one of the best George bits of all time. But turns out that was one scene that he did not write. That was purely Larry and Jerry who came up with that. So,
but you got to credit Dave Mandel though for he got this episode off the ground. He got it to the 5-yard line, and then Larry and Jerry took it home with that George scene
for sure. But
you could tell this guy is like Seinfeld royalty. Like he belongs on the staff of Seinfeld
and comedy royalty as a whole. I mean, he's written on The Simpsons. We already mentioned Curb and SNL. Again, I love Clerks. Did we watch that in college?
I think we watched 1 or 2 episodes.
Yeah. It's a show that only aired 1 episode at the time, and only 6 episodes were made. But
I had the DVDs, but I think I sold them. So.
Oh, okay. Well, you might remember at the end, after the credits, there's a little still of the production logo, which was Waltz International Pictures Corporation. But this logo is Dave Mandel sitting in a chair by a pool with 2 women in bikinis next to him.
Aww.
And he's got sunglasses on, and he just says, "Thanks for watching."
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
If you're wondering what Dave Mandel looks like, he's actually in this episode. He has a little cameo as one of the movie shushers. But I think his biggest Seinfeld appearance is in the Summer of George. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
When he asks George if he wants to join them for some frisbee golf. Frolf!
Yeah, what is it? Like we need something for the back, right? 9? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, last trivia here before we get started. Let's talk about an actor, comedian, writer, performer named Danny Hoch. Have you heard of Danny Hoch, Vinny?
I have not.
Danny Hoch was originally cast as Ramon the pool guy in this week's episode. And something happened that we're going to get into here. Actually, Danny's going to talk about it in a clip we have. He was brought on to play someone with like a Latino accent.
We should also mention that Danny Hoch had a one-man show where he had upwards of 15 characters, all of different accents of Hispanic characters, women, children, elderly men. And that's why he was brought in, because the original character of Ramon had this accent.
Right. And his one-man shows centered around, life in New York. Danny is from Brooklyn. They'd be about race, class, hip-hop. So this guy was really cultured and just, had, as you put it, kind of like this wide range of voices and personalities. So obviously very talented. However, we kind of glossed over, I think, a lot of personal issues Danny had with the experience. And we have a clip here. It's 6 minutes long. We're going to take out some of the bits that don't relate to Seinfeld, but you're going to get the gist of Danny's experience working on Seinfeld here.
I just got off the plane in New York and I get this call from my agents. It's urgent, they tell me, right? Because the people from Seinfeld had just called them. They wanted me to get on the plane the very next morning to guest star in an episode of Seinfeld, right? I never really watched Seinfeld, right? But the few times I've seen clips of it, or it was on in somebody's house, I never really had a problem with it, right? And then these voices start coming into my head like, do you know how many actors would kill to be in this position? And I start thinking, and for some reason, I'm thinking about all the young people I seen in jails when I was working in jails. Some of them aspiring actors who used to say to me, hey, yo, you're pretty good. Why aren't you on TV? Then I start to figure, everybody loves Seinfeld. So what could go wrong? It seemed like everywhere I turned, everybody I called in that 1 hour I had to decide, right? It seemed like everybody not only had no problem with Seinfeld, but they really liked Seinfeld. So then I got all amped, I was like, wait a second. I'm going to be on Seinfeld, All these people are going to see me and be like, I see you on Seinfeld. And that can't feel too bad, right? So I read through the script and I'm laughing here and there. It's funny. It's one of these Seinfeld episodes that doesn't really have a plot. It's just got subplots. So the main subplot is that the guy who takes care of the pool and collects towels at Jerry's health club wants to befriend him. He's really enthusiastic in an almost psychotic way about spending time and hanging out with Jerry. There's some funny moments, like eventually the guy shows up at Jerry's place and he wants to hang out, but Jerry disses him, and the guy gets pissed off, and ultimately at the end of the show, he puts dirty towels in Jerry's locker. There's one thing though, okay? The character's name, the pool guy, as he was called in the script, his name was Ramon. So I'm thinking, I wonder why his name is Ramon. I mean, this is 95, this is Seinfeld. I know this can't be the stereotypical Spanish-speaking pool guy who was psychotic and crazy and jumping up and down, and that's it, right? So we call up and we ask, and the casting guy, the producer guy says, oh, no, not at all. You know, they show you on HBO, they love you. You can make him whoever you want. I said, are you sure, whoever? The guy said, definitely, he could be whoever you want him to be. He doesn't even need to be Ramon. So I get to the airport before the sun rises. They fly me out first class, TWA. I get to LA and this blonde guy picks me up at the airport and takes me directly to the studio. And all of a sudden, I'm actually sitting around a table with Jerry, Kramer, Elaine, George, and like 20 other people, you know? Costumers, stage managers, makeup people, director, assistant director, writers, executive producers. And we read through the script, and I do the character as a sort of young, uptight, neurotic Brooklyn kid, kind of like me, but higher strung. What's funny? So I'm in 7 scenes, but the first scene I'm not in. So I'm sitting there watching Kramer, George, and Jerry work out their little gags in Jerry's kitchen. But for some reason, I start feeling like I don't want to be here, and I'm feeling really hot and kind of nervous. So my first scene comes up, and I'm supposed to greet Elaine as she's leaving Jerry's apartment and then come in and bother Jerry, right? So I ring Jerry's buzzer. I say what's up to Elaine. I do the scene with Jerry. I bother him, right? And then we stop. And then Jerry and the director, Andy somebody, start whispering something to each other, and they come up to me, and one of them says, so, why don't you do this now in a Spanish accent? Well, I looked down at my tattered, up sneakers, and that's when I realized why I felt hot, right? I felt like that when I read the script that they faxed me. I felt like that riding on the plane in first class. Well, I looked down at my up sneakers, and my up sneakers said, always listen to your instinct, kid. I looked up at Seinfeld and Andy, the director, and I felt kind of like Irene Cara in Fame. But I said, I'm sorry, I can't do that. So Jerry says, what? Well, why not? And I said, look, I don't want to waste your time getting into an argument over why not. Obviously, you have a successful formula for the show. I don't want to change it. You know, why don't we look for an alternative? Like, instead of Ramon, let's make him Israeli, and he could be Shimon. Or let's make him Ray. Or let's keep it Ramon, right, but not with a Spanish accent. So Jerry says, but I don't get it. Is it derogatory? Is it derogatory? Is it derogatory? Is it derogatory? I mean, are you an actor? Isn't that your craft? Isn't that what you do? You know, little accents. I said, well, I play different characters, B, but why does the pool guy have to be in a Spanish accent? And Jerry said, because it's funnier that way. His name is Ramon. See, they didn't want the real thing, right? They wanted somebody that could do the real thing, but still be one of them. So I said something like, huh? But then I said, you know, come on, I don't think it's funny that way. You know, accents aren't funny. People are funny. Like you, Jerry, you're funny, I think. This, of course, was not the conversation I wanted to get into with a group of jaded Hollywood millionaire stars, right? But I didn't. If you wanted a funny Spanish accent, you should have gotten a funny Spanish actor from Spain, because that's where Spanish people are from. It's true. Then the guy who plays Kramer comes up to me and says, look, just do it. Don't even think you're doing a guy with a Spanish accent. Pretend you're doing a guy who's doing a Spanish accent. I swear to God. You know, because otherwise they're going to replace you. You know, you don't want that. I was like, yes, I do. But then the jokes start coming, like Jerry says, so Danny, why don't we do the next scene in blackface? Ooh. Well, I get back to the hotel and I get a call that Friday's rehearsal has been postponed, right? Now, they don't work on weekends and they shoot on Monday, so when is it postponed until? That night, my agent called me and told me the part was recast and I could get on the plane whenever I felt like it and leave, so I did. I broke out. And they never paid me. Maybe, if they at least pay me, I wouldn't be telling this story. Oh.
So pretty interesting, right?
Very.
Did you ever hear of the story before?
No, I never knew of Danny Hoch, nor that the role had been recast.
Yeah. I didn't know that he did like a whole one-man show, and as everyone heard, he's pretty bitter, pretty vengeful over the whole experience. Anytime like someone's race or accent is connected to the humor of a scene. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're going to question it, especially if you deal with any kind of bigotry or racism or stereotypes every day. No one can blame him for that. The only issue I have with the whole experience, as Danny put it, is I have trouble, since I love Seinfeld so much. I love the production. I love the show. I love the people. I have this weird, like, kind of protective stance to take.
Of course.
Even though I totally empathize with someone like Danny, you know, having issues with the specifics of the character. It's a weird kind of pull in either direction where I feel bad for this guy, but I also don't want to villainize the creators the way he has. But the whole Ramon character makes more sense as Danny describes him. I noticed the actor who plays him, who's recast, Carlos Jacot.
Yes.
I was always wondering, like, is he Latino? Like, what is he? Is he a white guy? Because sometimes he has an accent, sometimes he doesn't.
Exactly. The accent comes and goes.
So I wondered, like, is that something that they kind of scrapped as production went on?
Well, I remember Dave Mandel said again, I'm just like all about Dave Mandel today. But
well, he is the writer, so that's all right.
Thank you. Apologies, everyone. But the whole point of having the accent to begin with was to show the disparities between Jerry and this guy trying to infiltrate Jerry's world, and that they could not have. Well, I'm doing a double negative here. They had so many things not in common that this was just another thing. This accent, him coming from a different world, a different culture, and that was the whole point of having the accent on the character. And then I seem to recall Andy Ackerman and Dave Mandel saying it had gotten to the point where the accent became crucial to the character. That was kind of their justification as to why they wanted it. But yeah, when you look at the way Carlos Jacot played it, it looks like there's remnants of an accent there, that there was an evolution of the character to just being now weird. And that's why it was off-putting to Jerry to want to hang out with him. It didn't have anything to do with his culture or his background.
Right. And Carlos does play him very weird in scenes. Like, just his body language is very awkward.
It's like when you see movies about serial killers or just like people that are off, that this guy is not my kind of guy, just the way he's interacting with Jerry and the gang.
Right. And, race is an interesting thing on Seinfeld, especially how certain characters are represented from, Babu from Pakistan, or the guy we love at Hop Sings, your Bennis, these like very extreme stereotypes that are somehow grounded in truth, but at the same time kind of feel like they're mocking the person at the same time. It's such a delicate thing for two white guys to talk about, on a Seinfeld podcast. But I don't know, you can't help but feel for the guy, and feel for people who don't enjoy this or don't want to be a part of it.
Yeah, his reasons for not wanting to do that voice are valid, totally understandable, and I'm happy that he stood up for what he believed in. But what was most important to them? The funny, and it felt funnier for the guy to have an accent.
Right.
I don't know why they didn't want to switch to a different type of accent. The fact that he claims that Jerry made a blackface joke, that kind of I heard that and I said, I don't think Jerry would really say that. That doesn't seem.
When I heard the Danny Hoch thing the other day, I'm like, okay, we're getting into this really tricky area where it's going to turn into slander and what someone said, he said, she said. But I wouldn't immediately believe Danny's accusation. But at the same time, as we know today, God, look how the recent election was handled, and all of the secret recordings, how people talk.
True. Behind closed doors. We only know him. Doors,
you don't know. And I think the bottom line is this. Danny obviously stuck to his guns. The Seinfeld people stuck to their guns, and they let it go. The most interesting part about this whole experience for me is that Danny is so bitter about the whole experience. You know what I mean? It wasn't a mutual understanding.
So much so that his one-man show incorporated this story and this his dislike towards Jerry, that became the basis of the Sally Weaver character for having her one-woman show, which was debasing Jerry. This character had been wronged by Jerry, and then she made it her mission to demean him in public. So here again, life is, or art is imitating life.
Jerry Seinfeld, or as we like to call him, the devil. All right, man. Are you ready to get started?
Please. I want to break a glass and go, please.
I'd like to know when tic-tac-toe became the pound sign. That's what I'd like to know. Why don't they call it what it really is? Leave your numeric message now, and then press Archie's head. And what is that redial button? Let's face it, you're either going to get the person, the machine, or they have call waiting. Who is redialing and redialing? This is like the harassment key for people in a fight, you know? Hey, I'm not through. Click. You can't do that to me. Click. And another thing. Click.
You just want to do that noise, don't you?
It's so fun. This fabulous stand-up. I had to Google some pics of Archie because I'm not a comic book nor a classic comic book reader.
Mr. Weatherby.
But he really does have a tic-tac-toe sign on the side of his head. That was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And click is so fun. I'm sure everybody's doing it now while listening.
Was this in his HBO or the I'm Telling You for the Last Time?
I don't think so. There's a blooper on this season where he screws up the. I'd like to know when the tic-tac-toe. He screws up on tic-tac-toe.
Sounds like one of our bloopers.
Always.
Actually, no, I know this blooper, and at the end he has to say it again, and he tells the audience, "You have to pretend you haven't heard this,"
Which is so fun. Yeah.
Okay, so we have missed a ton of bloopers from the past couple of episodes. I think we should get back into the habit of playing bloopers here, and it's a good thing because this is purely audio.
Oh, you want me to do that? Okay.
Well, yeah, I'll play a clip here, and we'll enjoy, listeners.
I'd like to know when tic-tac-toe became the pound sign. That's what I'd like to know. Why don't they call it what it really is? Leave your numeric message after the beep. No, let me do it again. I'd like to know when tic-tac-toe became the pound sign. You have to pretend you didn't hear it before. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but it's this is a huge show I'm on here. There's nothing I could do. Better to be embarrassed in front of you than 20 million people, don't you think? Isn't that better? Of course, I've met you, and I will never see them, so maybe it's not so good. All right, so what am I up to? The pound sign. You could probably do it yourself now.
We've got the blooper link in our show notes. Check them out from the first 7 episodes. There's some real good ones in there. But
a lot of good ones.
First scene of the episode, we are in Jerry's apartment. Jerry and George are looking at movie times in the newspaper, and George just throws it out there. Hey, who'd win a fight, between us?
Well, I think it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, me too. Elaine enters, and Jerry's like, hey, Elaine, what do you think? Me and Gorgeous George, Mono A Baldo, who'd win? And Elaine says George, of course, because he fights dirty.
Pull hair, poke eyes, growing stuff, whatever I got to do.
Do you agree with that? Between the two of them going at it, that George would win?
Oh, yeah. I think George is more scrappy. He'd be the heel. Mm-hmm. And Jerry's like the pretty boy, good guy character who would get the chair to the back of the head.
You actually don't see many fights, fights between the characters. Can you think of any?
There's a tri-fight between Jerry, George, and Elaine.
Don't make me get physical.
Exactly. I'll hurt you.
Jerry and Elaine get kind of physical, don't they?
A couple times, don't they?
Mm-hmm. With
just recently, she said, "Don't make me hurt you, Jerry."
Oh, there's the threat, but I forget the episode when, are you a liar? Get your finger out of my face. The fix-up.
Oh, that was the good. Yeah, the fix-up.
Don't you two see that you're in love with each other? So Elaine has this extra ticket to the, I gotta say it, historical clothing exhibit at the Met. And she tries to get Jerry to go. I'm sorry. And then she tries to get George to go.
But I want to see what Mary Todd wore to Lincoln's funeral. Come on.
That feels like such a Larry quote. I love that. Yeah. Let's jump into a clip here. We're talking about how Elaine doesn't have any female friends.
You know what? I don't have one female friend left.
Oh, no, of course you don't. You're a man's woman. You hate other women and they hate you.
Thank you.
So, Jerry, what time we going to the movies?
How about the 8:30?
Saddle up and ride.
You want to get something to eat first?
No, I'm good.
I wonder if Susan... No, I better just go. All right, see you.
There's nothing more pathetic than a grown man who's afraid of a woman. Why don't you ask Susan?
George is Susan?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not Susan? I should be friends with Susan. Of course! Susan! Oh, okay. I'll see you guys. Huh?
That's gonna be trouble. Why? Jerry, don't you see this world here? This is George's sanctuary. If Susan comes into contact with this world, his worlds collide. You know what happens then?
That was pretty good. A lot of good stuff here. You learn why Elaine is so hated by women. Kramer has already, got the theory worked out. You're a man's woman. You hate other women, they hate you. They hate you right back. And Kramer being so ahead of the curve, knowing the world's theory and having to explain it to Jerry is, first stroke of brilliance of this episode.
And there's some echoes of the engagement, with like marriage. They're prisons.
He's doing time.
Yeah, he's very aware. Mm-hmm, for sure. Did you know of the world's theory before this episode?
In my brief dating life, it seems to be the norm that your girlfriend and your friends usually are separate, which I find is a shame. I'm thankful my current girlfriend so far has gotten along well with my friends, and she's even taken it upon herself to pull an Elaine hanging out with a Susan type character, which brings me a lot of joy. But yeah, it seems to be that the norm for people is worlds keep separate.
Yeah, my good friend in high school got married pretty young, like around 23 or so, and I just asked, like, hey, how do you make it work? How does this happen? And he's like, I'll tell you, like, one of the most like crucial things that he didn't understand at first was he's like, I have to get along with her friends and she has to get along with my friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
it's huge.
That was just a big component to their relationship, and that always like stuck with me.
Because I think most of us will relate to and see firsthand George when he's with Susan. He's kind of like neutered in a way. Mm-hmm. He probably doesn't want to broach his opinions about extending, the doors all the way to the floor and in a toilet stall. Whereas with Jerry, he's an open book. All the lies come out, all the deceit. So you see these two different sides, and when they come together, there's gonna be conflict, explosion.
George is really never himself, like truly himself with a girlfriend.
Right.
He's pretending to be who he thinks he should be or what impresses them. Oh boy, God bless you, George. One last bit here too, when Kramer talking about the movie Saddle Up and Ride, which is something we use quite a bit. I love when Jerry says, "Hey, you want to get something to eat first?" And he's like, "No, I'm good."
Yeah. And Jerry he kind of tilts his head to the side, and oh man,
the sandwich, of course, eventually getting destroyed at the end of the scene is great too.
Yeah.
One last thing here too, that concept of worlds collide. Should have mentioned this earlier with trivia. David Mandel is a big nerd. He loves his pop culture. He loves his Star Wars. In fact, I think he worked on a recent Ralph McQuarrie concept art book. He promotes that a lot. But yeah, big comic book nerd, loves his sci-fi. I think we'd all really get along with him. Yeah. But that term worlds collide, it reminds me of like a crossover comic book thing, Infinite Crisis, something like that. Mm-hmm. Just has that pulpy kind of vibe to it.
One of the things we heard it in the clip is Kramer is chewing, and he's got this mouthful of sandwich, and Elaine is saying her goodbye, and the door is shutting, and Kramer's trying to get something out. He's pointing at the door, shaking his head, and it's only when the door shuts that he's able to swallow and says, "That's going to be trouble." Mm-hmm. It's so well blocked. It's a thing of brilliance that you got to see, when you're watching it.
For sure. Next scene, we are at the Paragon. Jerry and Kramer are in line. Do we know what they're seeing?
Thanks to deleted dialogue, we do.
What do you?
They are seeing Firestorm for the second time.
Got it. Or Jerry's seeing it for the second time, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Well, so later in the episode, when Kramer's on the phone, he's like, "Yeah, Firestorm's good. I saw it with Jerry."
Oh, that's right.
Right? Doesn't he say that?
Yeah, he said my buddy Jerry's seen it twice. Wait,
that's it. Yeah. So it's kind of weird, like. Technically,
well, I think Kramer saw it with Jerry, but because Jerry had seen it twice, he thought Jerry would probably be able to provide better insight. That's probably why he wanted to hand the phone off to Jerry.
Good point. But
still, I love that they're going to double dip and see a movie for a second time.
we did that.
I know. Love it.
Just a year ago when we saw Force Awakens opening night, and then the next morning we saw it again.
2 for 2.
Anyways, Kramer tells Jerry that he's getting a new number. How come?
Chicks, man. Too many chicks know my number.
Which I feel like we'll sort of revisit this idea of new numbers in The Maid when Elaine gets the area code.
Yeah. What's the common New York area code?
212, 646. There's a couple of them.
And Elaine goes from a 212 to a 646. Is that right?
Oh gosh, yeah, I don't remember. I think at the time 646 was the newer one.
Okay, we'll get there.
Yeah, but this guy stops up to chat with Jerry briefly. His name is Ramon, and he's the pool guy at this new health club that Jerry joined, or was the pool guy rather. He got fired for putting too much chlorine in the pool.
Just upon that first intro, there's like a weird quality to him. Like something's not right with him, right?
Yeah, he's a little off. It's hard to put my finger on it, but you're picking up on it, right?
Like there's like this vindictive nature about him that they've accused him for putting too much chlorine in the pool. You know, he's like, can you believe that?
That's right. They said I did this. Interesting.
And they lied.
No, we don't have a clip here, but he doesn't really have that accent here.
Not yet. There's a couple lines I recall where the accent comes out in full force.
And it's confusing, right? You're like, wait,
yeah.
Who is this guy?
He's wearing a mask.
Right. Did you notice some actual, like, real movie posters in the background?
I did catch The American President. I didn't see it. What else was there?
I got a movie, Beyond Rangoon.
Delicious.
Which stars Patricia Arquette.
We just mentioned her last week.
We did, yeah. A Year of the Comet. And Forget Paris.
Oh, is that Billy Crystal?
Billy Crystal joined.
Oh,
yeah.
I love him. He's great.
All Castle Rock movies here, hence why they use the poster. Now we cut over to George's apartment. Elaine calls to talk to Susan, and when George hears this, he kind of thinks she's joking at first. You know, he's upbeat, like, "Hey, Elaine, wait, why do you want to talk to Susan?" And he actually goes so far as to, try to talk her out of asking Susan out to the Met tomorrow. Like, I really don't think you should do this. But
he knows already what's to come. He can smell it
for sure. But since Susan is sitting right there, he has to hand the phone to her, and you just see him in the background. He's getting really stressed when he hears Susan making plans with her. So more to come on that later. Let's cut back to the Paragon. Earlier when Ramon was talking to Jerry, it wasn't a chat and cut. It was purely a chat.
I wanted to commend you for that because I wanted to bring that up as well. It actually reminds me of the interaction between Jerry George and Banya in the Soup Nazi, because Banya clearly tries to do a chat and cut, and Jerry, puts an end to that. So one of the things I do admire about Ramon, he knows he's got to get in his right spot in line.
Yeah, he kind of respects the whole conversation thing too, where it's like, I got fired, too much chlorine. All right, stay out of the deep end. You know what I mean? Like he wraps it up.
Yeah,
he's got some social cues, but
can we talk about him while we're on the subject?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Carlos Chacot, as we mentioned earlier, plays Ramon the pool guy. His notable features are Being John Malkovich, Fun with Dick and Jane, Gross Point Blank. He was a regular on the TV show Big Love, and he did make it over into a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode, The Christ Snail. He played the podiatrist.
Oh.
Yeah.
Take my mother to the podiatrist. He is one of these actors that I only knew from Seinfeld for the longest time.
Yeah.
And then I think in college we watched Fun with Dick and Jane, and you're like, oh my God, it's Ramon.
There he is.
You were able to pick him out in all these different TV shows and movies. He's all over the place.
He's got a very memorable face.
Mm-hmm. For sure. But we're at the Paragon here. We're actually in the theater, and Jerry and Kramer grab their seats, but it's packed house, and Jerry still makes Kramer move over one, so there's an empty seat between them, a little buffer zone. And I don't know if I've ever asked you this. How do you feel about the buffer zone in a movie theater?
I think in the movie theater, the arm rest is buffer enough for you with a friend. Mm-hmm. I don't feel you need more than that, because I think a full seat buffer is quite a voyage.
Well, Jerry makes the point, hey, if we were sitting at home, would we sit right next to each other? And I admit that is a very good point, but
Well, because that's more familiar. There's no arm. The couch cushion slunking in makes you kind of lean toward each other. But in the movie theater, you're occupying territory. Are these coats yours? Move your things. So I feel like
they are not here. I am here. They are not.
I feel Jerry was in the wrong here. They should have sat together because then they could have avoided, at least Jerry specifically could have avoided sitting next to Ramon. He would have been Kramer's problem.
That is a good point. If the empty seat were next to Kramer, that's where Ramon would sit. But
or Ramon may have come by and said, "Hey, can you scooch in so I can sit on the end?" Mm-hmm. Either way, somebody's coming to claim a vacant seat, especially in a packed movie theater for a new movie.
Well, that's the issue. If it's a packed movie house, like your whole I like to have a buffer zone, you can't really bring that crap to the theater. Like you have to understand, when you're at a movie theater, you only get one seat. Like you don't have every seat to yourself. So I never really understood the buffer zone if it's a crowded environment. Personally, though, even if it's not crowded, like if we went to go see, I don't know, a Wayans Brothers movie, as we tend to do, and it's an empty theater.
We don't buffer zone it.
We still sit next to each other.
Yeah. Well, because I don't feel like you're right on top of me.
Yeah, well, I know there's some joke in there, but yeah, I just personally don't subscribe to this. I'm sure a lot of our listeners do. I've seen people actually do this. Usually guys. You know what I mean? They like that.
Yeah.
Young guys. Space.
This was something David Mandel was happy he got in there because this was one of the first things he talked about, like this buffer zone theory. He mentioned that he was happy that it made it into the show.
Now, I want to talk about the armrest issue in a later scene because that is my only issue with sitting right next to someone, but more to come later. Kramer, struggles to get comfortable. I thought this was about the whole coffee issue. Like he was having flashbacks of when he got burned.
He did like slunk into the chair as if,
like he's still healing or something. But no, there's no lumbar support in the movie chair, which immediately makes me think of Langerhans. Kitzmiller from from that episode when he buys Elaine a mattress from the lumbar yard.
Oh, I thought it was back in business.
Good vertebrations. Anyways, Jerry sees Ramon looking for a seat. Already a packed theater. And he leans over to Kramer, over that empty seat and says, "Hey, pretend we're talking."
We are talking.
Pretend it's interesting.
Well, I had to kill the guy and the police are still looking for me.
Oh, really? Okay.
I like because that kind of harkens back to the cafe latte incident about, if you killed somebody, I wouldn't turn you in.
Oh, good.
And Kramer's the guy here that killed somebody. I don't know. I feel like they could have taken this opportunity to have a cafe latte reference in this scene somewhere, but this is as close enough as it gets to. I wouldn't even think about it.
If we were writing a Seinfeld episode, it would be like 3 hours long, and like every line would allude to something else, and there'd be no plot. Just be reference. Basically, be our podcast in a transcript. The whole like Kramer killing a guy, though, I went to the whole Gunderson. Did Kramer kill the dry cleaner? Yeah. And then even further back to the Smog Strangler.
Kramer's getting accused of murder quite often.
Mm-hmm. Jerry's plan here to pretend he's talking to Kramer, which looks real. It looks genuine. I wouldn't want to interrupt them. Ramon taps Jerry on the back. "Hey, I got extra... Oh, here's one of those accent lines.
First time it comes out.
Yeah, I got extra napkins. You want one? Oh, that's terrible. God.
That's not an accent at all.
Jesus. He offers some napkins, and then he's like, "Oh, is this seat taken?" And he kind of squeezes in, to the middle seat.
Yeah, no regard for Jerry or Kramer. Kramer kind of gets, I think, "You're pitching my elbow." Yeah. And then, Ramon kind of looks back and forth.
Yeah.
Is it school?
Right. Again, just a weird vibe from this guy, and very presumptuous, right?
He's, as Jerry says, level jumping on the friendship. They don't have a friendship, but he's level jumping.
Absolutely. What do you think the problem is here, though, like specifically in this scene? Did Jerry turn away from Ramon because he didn't want the seat to be taken, or because he just doesn't get a good vibe from Ramon?
I think it's the latter. I think Ramon rubs him the wrong way, and he's trying to distance himself from this guy and keep him as an acquaintance, and he doesn't want to create an opening for friendship. So something like sitting next to each other in a movie for 2 hours could be the catalyst for a new friendship.
Let's cut over to Jerry's apartment. Jerry's catching George up about the rest of the evening. Ramon leached onto them after the movie. They wound up having coffee for 2 hours. He walked them home all the way back to the front of the building. Finally, Jerry said, "Look, Ramon, I gotta go to bed now."
That's cute. It's like a little boy.
I mentioned the armrest earlier. There was some deleted dialogue here in the script, right?
Apparently, Jerry was complaining that in addition to Ramon leeching onto them, that Ramon took over the armrest and hogged it, so much so that Jerry could not recapture it.
Now that is a huge issue.
This is on point.
How do you feel about the armrest?
Well, I think when you know the person, it's much easier to kind of come to an agreement. But when there is a stranger sharing that armrest with you, I think what's important is somebody takes the front of the armrest, somebody takes the back of the armrest.
Yes.
That's the etiquette I've been taught. Absolutely.
I am always, just like the middle seat on an airplane, I'm always like watching movies like I'm upset, my arms crossed.
Yeah.
I got nowhere to put them. These strangers, man, these people at my movie theater, they will not only take over the whole armrest if I have to sit next to them, their elbow extends into my seat.
That's in your zone.
You know what I'm starting to do, actually, and it's risky, but I put my arm up to have it come in contact with theirs, and they're usually so uncomfortable with that, they'll move their arm over.
Oh, good.
So I won't shove them, but I'll kind of like let them know, hey, this is my area. Take the armrest, but don't get in my...
Okay, all right. Stand tall, preach.
Are you a front of armrest kind of guy or a rear?
I think I'm more of a rear.
Me too. 15-9. Let's move into a clip here.
Oh, have you spoken to Elaine yet today?
No, why?
She called Susan last night.
Oh, yeah, I know.
How do you know?
That was my idea.
Your idea?
Yeah.
What'd you do that for?
She was looking for someone to go to the show with.
Well, that was really a stupid thing. You know what's gonna happen now?
Worlds collide.
What? Yeah!
Because this world is your sanctuary, and if that world comes in contact
Yes,
with this
it
world...
blows up. So if you know that, what did you tell Elaine for?
I didn't know. Kramer told me about the worlds.
You couldn't figure out the world's theory for yourself? It's just common sense. Anybody knows you gotta keep your worlds apart.
Yeah, I guess I slipped up.
Hey, he knows the world's theory.
What is it, blowing up?
I'm like gushing over this episode here. There is a line that George says that I just adore. And it's that point when George says, "Well, that was a really stupid thing. You know what's going to happen now?" And Jerry's like, "Worlds collide." George is like caught off guard by Jerry knowing it. He goes, "What?" Yeah. But that initial "what," that sound that Jason makes, I love it. I love it so much.
Jason just kills it. I actually am going to argue, I'll put it forward here, that this is the episode that should have guaranteed him an Emmy win.
Jason.
Yeah, Jason, I think.
Okay.
I think he just knocks this out of the park.
Yeah, he's got some good stuff this week. Mm-hmm. He knows the world's theory. Is it blowing up?
Yeah, so great stuff here. Still even better stuff to come. George heads out, and I love how Kramer keeps his cordless phone in his pocket.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, it's so wacky, but there's no difference between that and a cell phone.
Except a cordless phone is usually quite bulky. So how deep are those pockets?
Bigger and less reliable than a cell phone, but...
Plus that thin gabardine. I feel like it's going to burst a hole right through it.
And how does he answer the phone when it rings?
Cosmo, go. No.
I used to answer the phone like that in college.
Sometimes you would just go.
Yeah, go. There's just something so cool about that. Even at this age, I still wish I could answer the phone like that. But Kramer's new number is driving him crazy. He's getting wrong numbers every 5 minutes. What's the number?
555-3455.
555-3455. Don't you see? That's 555 Filk.
What's Filk?
Filk's nothing. But 555 Film is movie phone.
Movie phone.
So people are dialing it by mistake and getting you.
So I'm Filk.
You're Filk.
Oh, mama.
What's your preferred method of movie times? Are you still calling movie phone?
No, I have the what is it, Flickster app. that I use.
Okay, yeah.
Hosted by Rotten Tomatoes.
Nice. I kind of miss not only the movie phone, but I miss the newspaper.
Yeah, that was a treat. They got a 7:30. Let's go to that, and you could circle it, and they had the little pic. I love when they had the pictures. And remember when they had like the big marquee movie that had a big spot with the actual image,
the cast, yeah, and
then underneath it had a lot of times at the Cineplex Odeon.
So exciting, dude. My earliest memory of looking at movie showtimes in 1990, Edward Scissorhands came out. At the time, I was only 5. And I wanted to see Edward Scissorhands, and my sister, she was so happy. She's like, "It's PG-13. You can't see it." And I was like, "No, I gotta see it." Let's move on to the next scene here. We're on the street. Elaine and Susan are walking down the sidewalk, having fun, talking about the historical clothing exhibit. What about that number Susan B. Anthony wore to the 19th Amendment party, huh?
Ooh, quite the décolletage for a suffragette.
Oh, must have been one hell of a party.
I don't know what they're talking about. What would a man's suffrage supporter be?
Oh, I don't know. Suffrager?
Suffrager.
But Susan is about to tell, not Susan B. Anthony, Susan Ross is about to tell Elaine something, but decides not to. And Elaine says, "Oh, you can tell me anything. I'll put in the vault." And Susan, here we go, is learning a new term.
So let me take a moment to side with George here and not like Susan, because I don't like that she does. Oh, I remember what I wanted to tell you. Never mind. What the hell? Don't do that. Keep it to yourself.
Let's move over to Jerry's new health club. This is Physique Health Club. He's at his locker when these 2 staff members, other pool guys, I guess,
perhaps,
carrying towels, approach him.
Oi, Mr. Seinfeld! We heard you went to the movies with Ramon.
Well, I didn't actually go with Ramon. I just bumped into him there.
It's a good thing it's friends like you to cheer him up. Tell him to call us. Tell him Dustin says hello.
All right, I gotta go.
To see Ramon?
Oh, these guys, man, I love them. We've talked about this so many times on the show. Very small, minor roles, some random guest star. Just nail it. Knock it out of the park.
I feel like these guys would be like the second wave of Bob and Cedric characters.
Yeah,
like they're a duo. They're out there, and they got like a really quirky quality about them that makes them very memorable.
To see Ramon?
Yeah. Oi, Mr. Seinfeld.
I also tell them Dustin says hello.
Hello. No, it's not hello. It's hello. So these guys both have accents. So they're. You know what I mean? Like, they also made these pool guys have accents. Mm-hmm. If I recall correctly, I think the actor Alec Mappa, who plays Paul, he's the Oi, Mr. Seinfeld guy. He was in Marley and Me, Ugly Betty, and You Don't Mess with the Zohan.
Oh, okay.
But I think he played I'm not certain. He played a housekeeper in a Friends episode, and I think it's the housekeeper that had the affair with Chandler's father.
Oh,
spoilers.
Okay.
But how come there's never a pool man? It's always a pool boy.
Yeah, why is that? Is there an age cap? These guys look pretty old, to be fair.
Yeah.
Who plays Dustin?
Dustin is played by actor Dom Maguili, and the only notable role that I could find for him was he was in 50 First Dates.
I was wondering if Dustin was related to Yul Brynner, because he always reminded me of him. That Yul bald Brynner. Head. King and I, Westworld.
Who's he in Westworld?
He's the cowboy. The movie Westworld.
Oh,
you would know him if you Googled Yul Brynner.
Their reaction shot as Jerry leaves. Mm-hmm. Dustin is looking off, smiling and giggling, and Paul is looking off screen, just with a big old smirk on his face.
I have the note here. What is wrong with Dustin? Like, why are they making fun of Jerry? Like, they know Ramon is crazy, or are they like admiring Jerry? Like, wow, Ramon's moving up.
I think that's it. They're so excited that Ramon and Jerry are getting together.
That's horrible. Like, one of us got out. All right, let's move back to Jerry's apartment. Jerry's wondering, hey, Elaine, what did you do with Susan? And she just says girly stuff.
So flower shows and shopping for pretty bows. Then back to her place, strip down to bra and panties for a tickle fight.
That's really what you think girls do?
Yes, I do. That's fun.
So is that panties comment a callback to the Cheever Letters?
perhaps.
Wow,
It would've-
what a deep pull.
Oh, here comes Matt and Vinny's version of Seinfeld. It would have been fun if, Elaine could have said, "You really want to talk about my panties again?"
Yeah.
As to make Jerry uncomfortable, because he seems to have no shame here.
All right, move aside, David Mandel. Vinny and Matt are moving in.
We'll take the reins.
So Elaine heads to the bathroom, and one of your favorite moments, Jerry tries to tell her that, George isn't too happy with her new friendship with Susan.
Yeah, well, I don't really give a
I think you've done that a few times on the show, right?
I have. And I'm sure I'll do it some more.
So Kramer enters.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, no, hold on. Yeah, Cupid's rifle, 830 Sony Lincoln Square. Yeah, no problem.
You're looking up movies for people now?
I got time. This. Cosmo here. Yeah, uh-huh. No, I'll help. Yeah, Firestorm's good. I saw it yesterday. Yeah, well, my buddy Jerry, he's seen it twice. You want to talk to him? Here.
Kramer, I don't want to talk to him.
Just tell him about the picture. What's the matter with you? Stop it. Yes, you still there? Look, I'm sorry about that. All right, there's an 8:30 and a 10:15 showing.
Oh, that's George. Yeah.
Hey, it's Ramon.
What?
Hey, it's Ramon, Jerry. I'm coming up.
Oh, okay. Well, what is he doing here?
Who? Who is Ramon?
He's the pool guy.
What pool guy?
Do me a favor, just stick around while he's here.
Yeah, no problem.
Hey, Jerry, how are you, crazy guy?
So, Ramon, this is my friend Elaine.
Yeah, and I was just leaving. Bye-bye, Jerry.
I think you see a very adorable side of Kramer. He continued answering of the calls, the incessant calls, and Jerry says, "You're looking at movies for people now? I got time."
Yeah, what's he doing?
Well, but he's trying to help his fellow man. So again, only Cosmo Kramer would do this.
On the commentary, Jerry or David were saying they couldn't really figure out why would Kramer help these people. What's his motivation? And they just wrote in, "I got time." That's it. So we got the first movie, or two movies actually. You got Cupid's Rifle, and then a return to Firestorm as well. There's a moment here too that I don't think is really a classic moment. I just love it because it's just pure Michael. I don't know what he's doing, but when he's fighting with Jerry, come on, Jerry, just tell him the time. And he's like, "What's the matter with you? Stop it."
Stop it. Yeah.
Love that. He's scolding him.
He does that again later in this episode.
Yes, at Monks.
At Monks.
I love that. It's this weird parenting moment. And it's a side of Kramer you don't really see all that often.
He's a big brother to Jerry who's being ridiculous.
Stop it.
The other part of that clip that I absolutely love is this is the, I think, second time Elaine has burned Jerry in as many weeks, or maybe 2 weeks, with the Soup Nazi, where, first she left George high and, I'm sorry.
Right, Elaine?
She burned George in the Soup Nazi. Now she's burning Jerry.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it was George she burned, technically.
But
same move, too, right?
I guess this is evidence of... Bye, Jerry. Bye. I guess this is evidence of Elaine trying to get out of this gang, There's no real regard for her.
They just don't mind screwing each other over from time to time. Especially if, Jerry started it, with that comment, I think, about the bows and the panties. That really...
That's true.
Ruffled Elaine's feathers.
And he clearly, do me a favor, stay. Oh, of course. Totally set him up.
Now, there was some deleted dialogue here, wasn't there? In the script, we actually got another fake movie title. But I don't think it counts in continuity since it's not in the episode.
Damn.
When Kramer's on the phone talking about Firestorm to this random guy, he would say, Firestorm, yeah, I thought it was a lot better than Dreadnought.
Ooh.
Dreadnought was the other fictional movie.
Let's start Sylvester Stallone, right? Dreadnought.
Yeah, exactly. So Ramon stops by as we left that clip, and he's like, "Hey, I was in the neighborhood, wanted to see what you were up to." And
no, he says, "I thought I'd check you out."
Check you out, yes. And when Jerry tries to say, "I got stuff to do, I have to go out," Ramon's like, "Oh, I'm up for some stuff. Let's do it." And
All right.
this was really Jerry's moment to get out of it. What do you think he should have said instead?
I don't think you can say something. It's in the vein of Joel Hornick, you know.
Oh,
like
good.
I don't have any, he's going to tell him later on the subway, I don't have room for friends in my life, but I don't think he has the heart to nor the capabilities to do that, to break up with this guy.
So my failsafe in any moment when you have to get out of it, I haven't ever really utilized it, but I know it will work. If you got to get out, or if you need an excuse for being late, just say that you have like terrible diarrhea. Exactly. Like it's always the way to get out. No one wants to deal with that. Everyone can relate to it. So as they were walking out the door, Jerry said, "Oh God,
I think it's the pate."
Yeah, run to the bathroom and be like, "Ramon, I can't go. I got food poisoning or something."
There you go. Okay.
And then Ramon's like, when I got in the bathroom, the toilet was clogged. Can you believe that?
Can you believe that?
Yeah, so on the subway, you know, who knows how much time has passed. Jerry's listening to Ramon talking about a clogged drain. And when the train reaches its next stop, Jerry is he's had enough.
All right, Ramon, I'm going to get going. I think we should separate here, actually.
What are you trying to say, Jerry?
Look, Ramon, you're a nice guy, but I actually only have 3 friends. I really can't handle anymore.
Oh, I see. It's because I clean pools, right?
There's nothing to do with it.
There is, I don't know why, but there's something I find really endearing about Jerry saying, I only have room in my life for 3 friends. Is that endearing or sad? I can't tell.
I'm really torn. Jerry is being, I think, a little too blunt with Ramon.
But he has to, because he's not taking a hint.
I think there's another way to approach this. Like
yeah, diarrhea. We got it.
Let me tell you about diarrhea, Vinny. There's a more polite way, a more honest, not honest, but there's a kinder way of dealing with this. I think it's kind of rude. But in this scene, I assume that Jerry, you know, kind of spent some time doing these made up errands, like going to the dry cleaner. Oh, I don't have my ticket, you know. Going to the grocery. Oh, I forgot my list. Mm-hmm. But if you look at the subway stop, it's 207th Street. So I have a feeling Jerry just got on the subway with Ramon, went uptown until he was like, all right.
Oh, wow.
I'm done.
Yeah. Ramon, didn't take a hint at that, you know?
Right. Ramon was totally content just riding the 2-3 all the way up to the Bronx.
Mm.
But we're in George's apartment. And George is trying to influence Susan here, saying how strange it is that Elaine's friends are all men. And Susan counters it, saying, well, they talked all about it. In fact, Elaine opened up her vault, which really irritates George even more. That's one of her words. Is Susan going to start talking like Elaine from now on? And this is when Susan's like, oh, well, you know, I was thinking we'd all go to a movie on Friday.
We'd all go to a movie on Friday? This is not good. Worlds are colliding. George is getting upset.
A nice little callback there, right? To
the Jimmy.
The Jimmy, yeah. I wonder if we're going to get any more third-person quotes like that. You know, George is this, George is that.
George is getting frustrated.
Yeah. Well, we get an act break, and we're in Jerry's apartment, and here we go. This is the scene. This is the scene. They should have played at the Emmys. George is back to explaining the world's theory to Jerry, but he's taking it a few steps further.
You have no idea of the magnitude of this thing. If she is allowed to infiltrate this world, then George Costanza, as you know him, ceases to exist. You see, right now, I have relationship George, but there is also independent George. That's the George you know, the George you grew up with. Movie George, coffee shop George, liar George, bawdy George.
I love that, George.
Me too. And he's dying, Jerry. If relationship George walks through this door, he will kill independent George. A George divided against itself cannot stand. You're killing independent George. You know that, don't you?
George, I don't even want to get...
You know what word Susan used last night? Vault!
So?
She got that from you.
Well, I didn't tell her to say it.
What, is she the only girl in the whole world? Why can't you find your own girl?
I like her.
You see? You see? See what I'm talking about? It's all just slipping away. And you're letting it happen.
He's dying, Jerry!
This is one of those scenes where it's just like, this is classic. What are we going to say that hasn't already been, said or understood?
Speaks for itself.
Yeah, man. We love the list. Movie George, Coffee Shop George, Liar George, Body George.
I love that George.
And I think the biggest takeaway here, though, is the Lincoln quote.
A George divided against itself cannot stand.
Yes. Great quote there, too. Anyways, Jerry and Elaine are going to catch a movie later. Did you notice, the transition from one scene to the other? It's like George leaves. You almost expect a round of applause. And Jerry's like, oh, you want to catch a movie later?
Yeah. Pretty cool. That's very Seinfeldian.
But since Jerry can't find a paper, Elaine decides to call movie phone. However, she dials incorrectly and gets...
Hello, and welcome to Movie Phone. Brought to you by the New York Times and Hot 97. Coming to theaters this Friday, Kevin Bacon, Susan Sarandon. You've got to get me over that mountain! No! There's no higher place than Mountain High. Rated R. If you know the name of the movie you'd like to see, press 1.
Kramer? That you?
Elaine?
What time does Chow Fun start?
I don't know.
But here we go. So back to back, just classic scenes here between the Independent George and the first hello and welcome to Movie Phone. And we get some 2 more movies here, Mountain High and Chow Fun.
Kramer's Michael's sound effects, rather. Just, I don't know how he can generate so many sounds out of his mouth. It's
That's good. Now, let's assume this is the first time Kramer has entered or answered the phone as movie phone. Why in future scenes is he still having trouble with the whole concept of press 1 or like he never learns? He
never was tested because once he said press 1 now, Elaine caught him already, whereas George
good point.
didn't know. So Kramer had yet to get to that point.
But even asking what time does Chow Fun start? I don't know. Your whole point is to tell the times.
You got the paper. You stole it from Jerry's. Yeah.
Maybe he was just so flummoxed, having, being found outed.
I was trying to nail the scene. Yeah, he's trying to get it down.
Now, back in the hot tub, we see, for the first time, really, Kramer's apartment, the interior, the later sets they use. And here you get the couch and that incredible shelf full of pasta figures.
Which is made of wood.
Yeah, yes, all wood paneling. Very good.
It's like a ski lodge, yeah. But there is an assortment of pasta-themed characters, none of which I can really kind of pinpoint. And there's that, and then there's a mega, like a super giant pasta figure.
Oh,
to the right of that shelf.
I can't help but think. Well, that is a Fusilli Jerry.
Just the ultra mega.
It's it's probably 6 or 7 times bigger than the original. It's huge. It's like 2 Fusilli Jerrys for a leg,
Yeah, yeah.
It's just hard to think of Frank's expression at the end of the Fusilli Jerry and imagining if he fell on that version instead.
He wouldn't be with us today.
No, he wouldn't.
But it's hard. Are you able to kind of make out what the characters are? Because, Kramer did say, I got one of you, George, made out of ravioli.
Yeah.
But I don't see any ravioli pieces. One of them looks like an alien from the movie Aliens, the way it's got the hind legs. So I don't know who that would be.
Yeah, the only one that stands out from a distance is Elaine because it's the maybe you can help me out. It's the wheel pasta.
I don't know what that's called.
And you can sort of see her triangle hair shape.
Okay.
So I think that's Elaine.
Okay.
I wonder if he scrapped the whole ravioli thing because that would be if it's filled with meat or cheese, I don't know if that's good to keep out.
Okay. I love how we're delving into the psyche of Kramer's pasta creations.
But, he doesn't have the Fusilli Jerry anymore. That's somewhere at the Ass Man's office in the trash can. But he has the mega one. I can't pick out the other characters. Maybe Lomez, Bob Sacamano.
There you go. There's got to be a Newman in there, too.
So we can finally know what Lomez and Bob Sacamano look like based on the pasta figures.
Nice.
All right, next scene, we're at the Physique Health Club again, and this time, Ramon surprises Jerry at his locker. Turns out he got his job back.
I'm a pool boy again.
I love that delivery. I don't know if that line really plays for laughs, but it's a solid delivery.
But now he's a villain. He's got it in for Jerry.
Mm-hmm. Something we didn't mention earlier, just while discussing Ramon, he does come back in the finale.
That's right.
I think he has some deleted dialogue or a deleted scene when he's on the stand. But during that verdict moment where the camera kind of pans across the courtroom, you see him standing there in the back. So,
cool.
Mm-hmm. Jerry gets very nervous here, being confronted by Ramon, and he starts apologizing about the other day, claiming he gets a little crabby on the subway, but Ramon's not buying it. And Jerry wonders, hey, where are all the towels? You didn't get any. But Ramon plays dumb, saying they must have disappeared. And then who do we see very excited with a whole stack of towels?
A jovial Newman. Huge stack of towels, and then he's like patting himself dry as Jerry reaches for one and Newman runs away.
Yeah, he's like, I really hit the jackpot. I don't understand this health club. Like, are towels... is it like a status symbol?
For Newman it is, yeah.
I guess so. What an odd thing to get excited about. So more to come with Ramon and Jerry. Next scene, we're on the sidewalk. Jerry is telling Elaine how Ramon is making things uncomfortable for him at the health club. Piles of dirty towels in front of his locker. And when he gets out of the pool, his towel is always gone. So maybe the big joke here is like Ramon can't really do anything as a pool boy. All he can do is control the towels, right?
That's how he seeks his revenge, yep.
Right.
Towel torture.
Anyways, Elaine invites Jerry to join her and Susan at the coffee shop, but Jerry is meeting George for lunch at the coffee shop.
Well, this should be very interesting.
Let's get over to Monk's and, well, here we go.
Hey, Elaine! Jerry, over here!
There they are.
Yeah, look who I ran into.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, Jerry, aren't you going to join us?
I'm supposed to meet someone. I'll wait for him outside.
You can wait here. Come on, sit down. What's the matter with you?
This is gonna be ugly.
What's that, Jerry?
Boy, am I ugly.
Hey, Georgie boy, over here.
One, two, three, four.
Pull up another chair.
So many quotable lines from this little scene in particular. The come on, sit down. What's the matter with you?
Love
Kramer. Even Susan's, hey, Georgie boy, what are you doing?
Why is it so irritating coming from Susan?
Because she doesn't look how out of place she is there.
It's like a violation. It's just not right. Love Heidi Swedberg, but get out of there.
But and then there's the Jerry, boy, am I ugly. Some snuggly baby. But I think what takes the cake is George going around the table with precision.
But there's a pause at first, right? Like he walks in and he just sort of stops.
Yeah. As if, it's like similar to the Duncan Meyer scene. Mm-hmm. But 1, 2, 3, 4. And he caresses Jerry's chin and then gives him a little knuckle to the chin. An endearing one. And Jerry seems to be very amused by it as well.
Jerry's very nervous in this scene.
He's witnessing the collision.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, give the man his Emmy.
Yeah, it's so good.
Also, Kramer's drinking a milkshake.
Very good.
Which we love.
And, Kramer's sitting with Susan. You think he would know her name at this point.
Exactly.
Maybe he still thinks she's a Lily. So this is kind of weird to bring up in the middle of our discussion, Vinny, but we had to take a break from recording our episode. I actually had to go host some Seinfeld trivia, but now I'm back.
An admirable reason why you would have to, steal away from the show.
Right. So there's a chance our voices might sound different. We're a little tired.
We're in nighttime mode now. Our significant others are sleeping.
It is midnight, so this is technically a midnight record. So in case just the conversation sounds a little different, that's why it's about 8 hours later. But let's pick up where we left off. We were just saying goodbye to George. Au revoir, le George. As he leaves Monk's, and we cut over to the Bizarro coffee shop, Reggie's. We last saw this in the Soup, actually, and it's just a shot of George sitting there in a practically empty diner. And I was watching this episode, and I'm like, this shot looks really familiar. I feel like we've seen this before.
Almost like he's gonna try and pick up a salt shaker and fling it across the room by accident.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, Matthew, the reason it looks so
that's perfect.
Dynamite segue.
Yeah.
Because this footage looks so similar, it is the same footage they used back in the Soup.
Yeah.
And what's really cool is the wardrobe department dressed George in the same attire he had in that Reggie scene. So it's a seamless transition that only to the acute observer would they pick up on. So well done.
We will see Reggie's again, though, in another Mandel episode, the Bizarro Jerry.
With Kevin, Gene, and Feldman.
Yes.
Looking forward to that one.
Yes, for sure. All right, let's move over to the health club once again. Jerry is doing some laps. And even before we get into the scene, is there something comical about seeing Jerry just swimming? It's like, those goggles.
His hair is kind of slicked back due to the water. What I find most comical is he's able to talk, full sentences. No water's getting in his mouth. I see you, Ramon. I see you.
Right there's Ramon on the pool deck with one of those giant squeegees. I see you, Ramon. And, Ramon's kind of blocking Jerry's path with this, the pool cleaning device. And the struggle kind of escalates. He's like, you better knock it off. And he grabs the pole and he yanks Ramon into the pool, fully clothed.
Yeah.
And before the fight escalates even more, you hear someone from the other end of the pool deck screaming, Ollie, Ollie, oxen free. It's Newman.
And he's in the 1920s swimmer's attire, the swim cap, the full one piece with the stripe going around the midriff, and he does a cannonball
right on top of Ramon.
Oh dear.
And before we move on, actually, we should talk about Wayne Knight's, how he felt about filming this scene.
Yeah, he seemed to be mortified at the prospect of having to. Had to jump in a pool. So I can only imagine for a guy who's overweight, thinking of what kind of bathing suit are they going to put me in. And even Andy Ackerman added to the interview saying, it was never intended to be a fat joke. It was, I remember that part. What did he say after that? Do you remember?
Oh, I don't remember.
I'm blanking.
But
the intent was not to be a fat joke, like at Newman's expense. It was the fact that it was going to knock out Ramon. And then you're going to see this how awful both Newman and Jerry were simultaneously. That was the whole point of it.
Right, of course. And maybe it's the one piece suit, but I never got the joke like, oh, look how fat this guy is.
Oh, not at all. And again, I think most, if not all, Seinfeld fans have like tremendous respect for Wayne Knight as in his portrayal as Newman, and with the physical comedy that he's been able to bring thus far into the series, like. He's a portly fellow, but damn, he's nimble on his feet. He's bebopping and scatting all over the place. So we all adore him. But yeah,
if anyone should be upset, I think it would be Jason. I mean, constantly bald, short, stocky.
dim-witted. Yeah, that they messed him up good with all the stuff. Even he said in an interview, guys, come on.
Let's lay off. Well, as we crossfade into this scene where Ramon is spread out on the pool deck, unconscious, with Newman and Jerry kneeling on either side of him, just not sure what to do. I think this is pretty dark here. Let's play the clip.
I think he's gonna need mouth-to-mouth resuscitation.
Mouth-to-mouth?
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, go ahead. You knocked him out.
Yeah, but you pulled him in.
Do it.
Nah.
He might die.
Yeah. Maybe.
How perfect is it that these two lifelong enemies have this similar sensibility about giving mouth-to-mouth to a man, and they just can't bring themselves to do it?
This might be one of the few times you see Jerry and Newman just on the same page. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not, clashing, really.
And in the same way, like, it's a gamble, they're willing to take that gamble on a man's life.
It's funny, the scene, but I think this is one of the darkest Seinfeld moments, really.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some episodes about people dying and, not caring if someone dies, maybe being responsible. But here it's like literally a man's life is in your hands.
Yeah, and they're not going to choose to take action. And yet I have no contempt for either character. Like, how do they pull that off? That's so amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
We'll find out if Ramon makes it. Next scene, we're at George's apartment, and it's Elaine and Susan. Elaine says, we have to head out if we're going to meet Jerry at the movies. But Susan feels pretty bad that, George hasn't gotten home yet. In fact, no one's even heard from him since the coffee shop incident. And Elaine's like, well, let's just, write him a note. So Elaine starts writing.
George, Elaine and I went to see Chunnel with Jerry. Love?
Yeah.
Love, Susan. Oh, that is like tapping into relationship dynamics of, some couples will write love, some will write from, some will do a little dash with the name. So
And I don't think this is really, one of the memorable jokes from this episode, but I think it's just so brilliant, whoever came up with that.
Because George ain't writing love on his notes to Susan.
Not at all.
But it was a very clever jab at interoffice politics.
You'd think, too, George would know that that's not Susan's handwriting.
Right. He doesn't care.
Whatever. Anyways, we're at the movie theater at the Paragon, and Jerry is telling Susan and Elaine what happened with Ramon. Eventually, these people came and somebody gave him mouth-to-mouth.
He could have died.
Yeah, it was a gamble. And,
how could Jerry possibly show his face back there again?
Oh, I can. They revoked my membership. Yeah, Newman too. We can't go anywhere near there. Is the situation with Newman and Jerry, should they save Ramon's life? Is that similar to the finale with the Good Samaritan law?
Well, I would agree because they're failing to take action, but they may or may not be trained in CPR.
That's true.
So they could have at least called for help,
of course,
or elevated his legs. Elevate your legs.
Oh, we should also mention here that they go up to get tickets, and Elaine does one of her, 2 adults, 1 child.
That's cute.
Well, all right. Anyways, let's cut over to George's apartment. George gets home, and he reads the note.
George, Elaine and I went to see Chunnel with Jerry. With Jerry, huh? With Jerry. Great. Probably went to the 84th Street. That's where I always go with Jerry.
Hello, and welcome to Movie Phone. If you know the name of the movie you'd like to see, press 1.
Come on.
Using your touch-tone keypad, please enter the first 3 letters of the movie title now. You've selected Agent Zero. If that's correct, press 1.
What?
You've selected Brown-eyed girl. If this is correct, press 1. Why don't you just tell me the name of the movie you selected?
Channel?
To find the theater nearest you, please enter your 5-digit zip code now. Why don't you just tell me where you want to see the movie?
Lowe's Paragon, 84th and Broadway?
Channel is playing at the Paragon 84th Street Cinema in the main theater at 9:30 p.m.
Yeah, now I got you.
It's also playing in theater number 2 at 9 o'clock.
So here we see now Kramer befuddled by his movie phone scheme. He could have had a more successful career as this movie phone guy if he went to his grassroots. Yeah, no, I'll help. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
But he had to go lift this movie phone, idea from the guy.
Yeah, I wonder why he transitioned from Cosmo, here go, I'll help. Maybe he just wanted to get through that awkwardness or having to explain to someone like, this isn't movie phone, but I'll help. Like,
true.
This streamlines the process. But again,
I'm the real Peterman,
Yeah.
Anyway.
We get 2 movie titles here. You got Agent Zero, Brown-Eyed Girl. As you picked up from that clip, everyone, 2 screenings of Channel, Theater 1, or Main Theater and Theater 2. When we cut to the Paragon, George makes the mistake of going to the main theater, the wrong theater, calling out like, Jerry, Elaine, Susan.
So very similar to the Rochelle scene. Elaine.
Yes, very similar. Good call. And you kind of hear Channel playing in the background, and we have some good news for everyone here. We have a loose transcript of what's unfolding on screen. So we'll go over those at the end here. But for now, people are just shushing George since, they're trying to watch the movie. And then we cut over to Theater 2, where Jerry, Elaine, and Susan are watching the movie.
I can't figure out what's going on here. I can't follow the plot. Why did they kill that guy? I thought he was with them.
Oh, no. That's not the guy. That's a different guy.
What is he doing in the channel?
No, you don't yell too, please.
Everybody out of the channel! Everybody out!
Susan! Jerry! Where are you? I know you're there!
She's in France.
Answer me! Hey, answer me! Come on, show yourself! Hey, we're trying to watch a movie here! Drink yourself! Come on, I know you're there! Laughing at me! Laughing and lying and laughing! I had to go to Reggie's, Jerry! Reggie's! Stay off of there! Where are you?
Hey, are you sure you got the right theater?
Yeah, Channel! Susan!
It's playing in 2 theaters.
2 theaters?
Yeah, there's a 9, too.
Your daughter is in the channel. Somewhere between France.
Sorry.
Several things I love about this clip here. The first is that Jerry's discussing that he doesn't understand the plot. I thought he was with that guy.
No, that's a different guy.
He mentions that in one of his stand-ups as being the friend that never can understand what's going on, always having to ask questions. Do you remember that?
Right. Yes, I do. Mm-hmm.
Is that when he's talking about the unshushables?
Yes, that sounds about right. Because I can't quote it, verbatim.
I'm a little foggy myself,
but it feels very familiar.
So there's that, which I love. Also, you see David Mandel sitting on the end of the aisle as he shushes George.
Oh, right. That was
which
before
is pretty
the clip.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. My favorite, one of the best Larry David, drop-in lines is the "Everybody out of the tunnel! Everybody out!" And finally, you turned me onto this years ago because I had never picked up on it. When George is being berated by these movie patrons, "Hey, we're trying to watch a movie here." George's retort is, "Drink your soda." Drink your soda. And I always, glossed over that. So thank you for turning me on to that.
Absolutely. Two things about that. I think the person who says, hey, we're trying to watch a movie here, I think that's Larry David again.
Oh, get out of here.
Go back to the clip, listeners. I'm pretty sure it's him. Might be wrong, but we still have the channel line, which is great. George's line or retort, drink your soda. You know what I thought he was saying for years? I'm not kidding.
What you got?
I thought he said kill yourself. Because he says it really fast.
Given the dark quality of this episode, that would be fitting.
Drink your soda, kill yourself. It sounded the same to me for years.
Any questions?
Yeah. Anyways, I guess before we move on to the rest of the episode, let's talk about some of that movie dialogue. You might have heard it playing in the background. So the gist of the first scene is a character saying, the English Channel Tunnel runs 32.3 miles with 2 openings, one here in England and another one here in France. That's all we got. Thank you for your time, gentlemen. Then another character says, can I ask you something, Mr. McKittrick?
That's a cool name.
Yeah, so then the scene cuts over to when, Jerry's like, who is that guy? I thought they killed that guy. I don't agree with Scientology's, transcript, really. I'll just pick out the stuff I heard. Someone mentions a money bag. So I imagine some bad guys, kind of plotting. Mm-hmm. And this is the part I picked up on, too. Find him and kill him. I don't care if we have to turn this channel upside down. Find him. And then you cut to Larry David saying, everybody out of the channel. So we're still not really putting together the plot here. Something about money, something about killing a guy. And the third scene here, you can see some of the footage. It's of the Oval Office. So it has something to do with, the president. And a character comes up to the president and says, Mr. President, I'm sorry to disturb you. What is it? Your daughter is in the channel. So that's the big development in the movie. The president's daughter is in the channel. There's money, some kind of explosion.
So another fun fact, that third scene with George, there's a close up on him, but you can see a giant movie screen behind him. That's footage from The American President, which was a Castle Rock film.
Yes.
So they were able to have the rights, easily acquired so they could use that. But they decided to blow out the frame so that you didn't see any of the faces, but you could still see some sort of presidential, looking footage.
So we're putting together the plot here somehow. And I don't think we brought this up earlier with David Mandel. He loved coming up not only with fake movie titles for the show, but he also would write out what the story was of these movies. So he has sort of a loose story idea for Channel since they wrote all this dialogue.
He really is a big nerd, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, gotta love him. Anyways, later outside after the movie, Jerry wonders, hey, Susan, what'd you think of the movie? But she complains that she couldn't follow it since Jerry and Elaine were talking the whole time. And you can sense there's some cracks forming in this friendship, quote unquote. Elaine kind of invites her, hey, you want to go grab some food? And Susan declines, tells the truth.
All you guys ever do is sit around the coffee shop talking, sit around Jerry's apartment talking. Frankly, I don't know how you can stand it. I'll see you.
So there you go. That might be the best Susan quote of all time.
Yeah, telling it like it is. She's a straight shooter. Mm-hmm. And hey, worlds are repelling.
Worlds are repelling.
George doesn't have to sweat it anymore.
Well, unfortunately for George, as Susan is about to walk away, these 2 ushers start dragging him out of the theater, and he is going ballistic. He has just gone off the deep end, screaming about how, this is the great line, they're in there laughing and lying. And, they're killing Independent George. Worlds are colliding. George is on his way to Bellevue at this point.
And according to David Mandel, that laughing and lying quote, came from a friend of his girlfriend. Mm-hmm. She was drunk one night, and she had yelled this, outside, and they heard her this very unique way of saying laughing and lying.
Yeah, I know you're in there laughing.
Yeah. And lying. And they never let her live it down. So he said somewhere out there's a woman who cringes every time she sees this episode because they got that from her.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's
pretty
so
cool.
Good.
Does he use laughing and lying in another episode?
I don't think so.
No. maybe I'm getting confused with when he is thought to be insane, and the two guys in the white suits, they took my belt, Jerry. But that's not the same. But for some reason, I feel like Laughing and Lion appears again.
It's similar situations. You really do feel like he's being carted off to the nut house.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, similar there. And something we should mention before we get to the credits here, we get a little graphic in memory of, what does it say? In memory of our friend Rick Bolden. And there's not a picture to accompany it. A quick Google search says that he was one of the musicians who worked on the show's theme song.
Oh, okay, cool.
So he, it's not Jonathan Wolf, but maybe like a friend of his or some kind of collaborator.
All right.
That's what Google turned up. But let's move on to the final scene here. Over the credits, there's a knock on Kramer's door, and we cut inside to Kramer, who starts panicking as he hears this voice.
Hello, and welcome to your worst nightmare. I know you're in there. Cosmo, Kramer, apartment 5B. You're in big trouble now. You've been stealing my business. If you'd like to do this the easy way, open the door now. Or please select the number of seconds you'd like to wait before I break this door down. Please select now.
And that happens to be the voice happens to be the actual movie phone guy. They got him to come in and read those lines.
Nice. I like that. I assume the body isn't him, since, we never see it. Or, we never see him talking. I'm 95% sure that's Dec McKenzie.
I agree with you 95%.
Okay.
Looks just like him from that little side shot.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird angle, but Dec McKenzie, as we bring up every once in a while, is Jerry's stand-in. So looks like they just had him just kill that knock. Oh, speaking of knocks. Okay, it's after midnight. Watch out, people. Jerry mentioned in the commentary for this episode that the apartment doors were apparently really hard, like the wood, and it really hurt his hand anytime he had to knock, like on Kramer's door. So he would actually use like an open palm sometimes, or the side of his fist, the meaty part of the hand. And I just thought that was interesting. Like, who would have thought?
You would think a movie, a TV prop door would not be made of this hard wood.
Mombasa. Okay.
So, what do you think?
Hello, and welcome to Ratings and Reviews. If you'd like to put this episode in your top 20, please select one now.
Come on.
Why don't you just tell me where you want to put this episode in your top 20?
Just right out the gate, this feels like it's cracking my top 20. I'm having a tough time, as we're getting closer to the end here. It's the bar is being raised higher and higher for an episode to enter the top 20, and I got to put it in here somewhere because The Pool Guy was one of the first episodes I ever saw. I really, got to know the characters through this episode, just listening to the audio on my on my CDs like a nut. I'm going to put this at my number 17. So it's kind of low, but it's beating out The Race. It's between The Kiss Hello at 16 and The Race at 18. Saying goodbye to the Soup Nazi, getting it out of there.
Oh, that was quick.
Enjoy. What about you, Vinny? Is this cracking the top 20?
I gotta say, Matthew, as much as I really enjoyed David Mandel's first entry into the Seinfeld universe, I think I'm gonna save this one.
Okay.
Because there's another Mandel piece that I'm looking forward to. That one I think will make it in there.
Yes, we brought this episode up I think at least twice. Looking forward to it next season. But overall thoughts on The Pool Guy? Your likes, dislikes?
Really fun episode. Great quotes. As we said earlier, Jason and Michael steal the show. I was surprised at this backstory with the casting for the character of Ramon. I had no idea who this Danny Hoch guy was, and the story behind it of him getting cast and then deciding he didn't want to play the character as it was written. And we learn a little bit as to why Ramon acts and talks the way he does, because he was probably a remnant of an old character.
And it makes you wonder really what kind of character Ramon could have been if Danny Hoch decided to do the accent, you know, as Jerry and Andy wanted him to do. It just, I think, would have made the character a little bit more interesting, personality-wise at least, whereas I feel like Ramon as is, all my respect to the actor who plays him, I don't know, he's kind of forgettable. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what he is. Like, is there an accent? Isn't there an accent? Is he crazy? What's his deal? I just can't get a reading on him. I love the idea, though, of Jerry just pushing this guy away. Like, I only have room for so many friends. Ramon. I love that. That is just so, I don't know.
Yeah, the idea of level jumping or trying to penetrate, start a friendship from scratch is really relatable. Also, the Kramer storyline with Movie Phone is one of the all-time classics.
Absolutely.
And then I think what makes this episode as good as it is, even though it doesn't make the top 20, is the worlds colliding and, having the fiance/girlfriend enter the friend group. And of course, it's going to be George who has to pay the price, and we get to see him, deal with these worlds colliding.
That Independent George monologue, I really feel like that should have won him the Emmy, or at least just cinched it for him, similar to the Marine Biologist monologue. It's just an incredible performance this week, and that scene alone, I think, just shows how incredible Jason is, really.
And one of the best line reads ever by Jason is the, "What? Yeah!"
So they should have said Jason Alexander for Seinfeld, and it cuts to a clip of George just going, "What? Yeah!" Applause. But yeah, man, this is a fun episode to discuss with you. I'm really looking forward to more Dave Mandel episodes.
All right, that's going to do it for us here on Seincast this week. Please feel free to send us an email at seincast@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, and you can leave us a voicemail at Coco Bosco.
Vinny, what episode do we have next week?
Next week, we are discussing the 9th episode of Season 7, The Sponge.
The Sponge? Wasn't that taken off the market?
Off the market? The Sponge? No way. Everybody loves The Sponge.
I read it in Wall Street Week. Louis Rukeyser. But for now, I'm Matt.
I'm Vinny.
Signing off. Seincast is not endorsed by Castle Rock Entertainment, Sony Pictures, or NBC. It is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Seinfeld, the Seinfeld logo, and all names, pictures, and audio of Seinfeld characters are registered trademarks and/or copyrights of their respective trademark and copyright holders.
The three of them laughing at me together, laughing and laughing. You're killing Independent George.